At red side, flip side, you can get yourself the carry, but it's banned out in this case. So what do you go with?
And there's only been one sure solution.
Yeah.
But it's like a two-step kind of complex solution. And it was employed yesterday by Navi very efficiently here in Stream B.
Yeah.
The Balmond plus physical shred.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good. That was very good.
Let's see if Virtus.pro has it in the back pocket.
Yeah. It's interesting that we actually didn't see even more Balmonds going around, because that was a name that was getting floated around by the discussions behind the scenes.
It's a damn shame.
It might happen more. You know,
It has to.
Even when we get to the knockouts here, you might see the Ballman be the answer more.
Make like Boyet. He scored a ticket to, come back to France.
Exactly. All right.
If SAETA aren't careful, since they banned out the carry, there's an off chance that Virtus.pro might show up with an Alice later, because carry is one of those heroes that handles the shred really well. However, if SAETA want to get funky with it, they can still show up with a Lunox maybe in the mid later on to deal with it, but Alice plus the glue looks really great for Virtus.pro.
Oh.
But of course, I think one of the best, definitely ST roamers right now, Beleric.
Yeah.
Because SAETA's on blue, they end up with a jackpot first half.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is so good. Belric, like these are probably the top picks right now in these roles themselves. The Belric, we've talked about it so much. You can set things up with the Wrath of Dryad. You have your own kind of sustainability. Claude obviously is the go-to mid lane. They might, since the carry was banned out, you might have to choose. What do we end up putting over here for VP? Do you pick up the gold laner now? Oh, no, sorry, Moscomp is already there.
Yeah. So we're looking at maybe mid or jungle?
Maybe jungle now, because they banned out Baksha.
Yeah, the tough thing is here, as good as assassins are, there's a chance you might just get constantly invaded. Okay, they go for the Valier. They want to play it slow. It's the annoying high crowd control pokes of a Glue and Valier together.
Yeah. That
could give difficulty for a Beleric, but I think it'll be warranted for Virtus.pro to take out something like either the Farsa or, more importantly, the Lilia.
Or the Eve.
Or the Eve also.
Wow. Eve is still open.
Yeah.
Eve's been left open a lot of the times through the draft, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's been kind of waited on.
Except for game 2 or 3 if you get there.
Yeah.
Because they learn,
we need this.
Eve is very good.
Yeah.
Hey, Carmilla Jungle. We saw Carmilla Jungle on this stream. I just don't remember which one.
Falcons Vega main.
Yeah, Falcons Vega.
Falcons Vega main. Thank you.
That's
yes,
right.
yes.
So they'll be in action later. And I think Virtus.pro would rather just be safe than sorry.
Yeah. Because with a high invade style of what the Beleric and Esmeralda could potentially bring, Carmilla in the jungle going up against that means you're definitely going to get invaded.
Yeah.
So SAETA, Virtus.pro really look like they just want to keep their jungle safe.
Yeah, what can... I mean, Miss Meow already showed the Ling, right?
Yeah.
It struggled a bit in being able to get... But so far, Ling in general has really... It's been a hit or miss, and I think it's been missing more than hitting so far. But she could still pick an assassin for this, but that's why they are going to hone in on some of the picks. Lancelot probably would have been one of the better picks for Miss Meow. But unless she still decides to go utility, and I think that's why also it depends on... they might hold on to the jungle pick towards the end, that last pick on red side.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that too. I was thinking, just really trying to think of the possibilities. It would be best if it goes in that slot.
Yep.
Because you really want to see if SAETA want to pull off of a surprise. If SAETA go for a off-kilter pick and then they pick up something like an X-Borg in the jungle, Virtus.pro, they'd be happy that they didn't pick up something like a Fredrin much earlier on. Because with Lancelot and Lingon, you are close to out of top assassins. You still have the Harley and Suyo, but do you really want to pick those up knowing that SAETA have picks that love to invade?
Oof. The choices narrowed down. I like how they banned out the Sicilian and the Carmilla.
Yeah, the couple.
The couple's gone. Yeah. But that was showed here yesterday too. The Sicilian was picked up. Definitely a late game impact.
MIBR.LOS.
MIBR.LOS.
Yeah. That's one of the picks that personally I believe would be picked up more. You can't afford to get greedier with your mid laner because junglers farm so much faster.
Okay, Nolan.
I feel like they should have shown this later.
Yeah, I was expecting him to do that too.
Yeah, unless they were worried that SAETA would take it away from them. But I feel like this is like a trap by SAETA, knowing that Nolan is one of the last best assassins you could go for. You don't want to go back instantly to the Suyo Harley. Now SAETA can quickly try to answer this.
That's blue power again. You think you're in control of the red 5, but you make a slip up like this and expose your jungle so quickly. SAETA should be ripe for the checkmate.
I don't know, too. Wanting to hold on to your XP lane for last option for
There it
VP is a little risky. Yeah, the Eve gets picked up.
Cosmic Mommy.
That she is.
Yeah.
With the YSS.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she's some matriarch of some galactic
Yeah, she is a mom.
stellar formation. Yeah.
She is.
Somewhere in the universe.
I wish I was in that universe. Oh, they need an
Star-shattered.
EXP laner that's either really solid or rotates fast.
It's not hers. That's Novaria.
Yeah, that's
Oh, yeah,
Novaria.
that's right. Get your world manipulated. Not my bad. That's what I was thinking.
If they go for something low like slow like a Turizla, not a big fan of it.
It might just be like a Lapu, dude. I mean, what options do they have here?
I still suggest Alice, honestly.
Unless they go what? If not the Alice, more damage. Benedetta's popped up so much in the XP lane.
Ken, not so bad. Even a Yuzhong would be okay, maybe. Oh?
Whoa, so wait.
XP glue.
XP Glue.
XP glue.
Rome Grok.
That's why they held on to that last pick for Red 5.
All right. So they're not going to be able to match it in terms of the late game damage output, but what they decided to add more of is just sustainability. Thing is, Grok has shields. You get the setup, but you don't really have a combo unless it's the Nolan. Virtus.pro, they have a lot of crowd control,
Yeah.
but I feel like their payoff isn't instant. And when you have a comp like this, you want instant payoff.
And it's very high execution.
Yes.
The concept is so high execution that if you miss the window
Yeah.
and you put your wall in the wrong spot or the SOD misses, you have to reset.
Yeah, it's demanding.
Yeah.
It seems like it wants to do a lot,
Yep.
but if you mess one step wrong, it's over.
I'd rather it be that than expensive.
Yeah.
Because you can't beat time, but you can be a better player.
Yeah. Well, we're going to find out here because we're going to be jumping into our first match of today. Day 3 MWI here at EWC 2026. Both teams looking to move forward up to this point. They've fought their way through the past couple days, and now it leads down to this. This best of 3, will it be SAETA or Virtus.pro here? Let's take a look at this in the land of Dawn.
Interesting rotation for Miss Meow. This is a very Q2 rotation. She starts full on purple. She doesn't go the whole green way long around. Is she planning to invade down here?
Well, she can't afford to do it because of how fast Nolan can clear.
Yeah, that's the only reason why. But
Yeah.
look, Jessica intercepts.
Way too close for comfort. Almost missed out on getting that lizard.
Well, luckily Nolan does farm pretty quickly. She's going to make her way to the orange buff. She'll take that. There's still a whole lot of, this way to go ahead and do that. And in the jungle is you rotate well. You get that double buff on the Nolan. You know your damage output early on is it can convert an early first blood. The YSS on the other hand for Zhao, she can do the same thing.
Yeah. Ooh, I like the rotation here by Virtus.pro. A little adjustment, but they were still able to secure all of their green camps. But of course, SAETA has a little bit more control on the river as well with a cha-cha between the Grok and the Belleric seeing each other. I don't think we're going to see anything up until the turtle spawns, but SAETA is trying to make an attempt for the glue at the bottom lane, but Rafa plays it safe and hugs the tower.
Okay. This looks like it's going to be one of those things in the early game where you're just fighting for that first turtle.
Yeah.
There wasn't that same pressure that we see in the mid lane break out into either battle spells being burnt or a potential first blood. So in that case, it's just, let's set up for this turtle. It's spawning now. They've got some level 4s, but not exactly.
Oh my lord, Jessica! Little lucky to survive, Miss Meow! Hiding beneath it, but Zhou finds her. First blood for SAETA. Rafa flickers back, RWM stops her. Name swipes away. VP are a woman down. This is not looking good for their turtle take chances.
Yeah, I felt like it was going to happen because Rafa was frozen out of the minion wave. SAETA was controlling it. But because Virtus.pro needed to clear the mid, it was Miss Meow's job to go down to the bottom, and they mistimed it.
Zhou secures purple here in jeopardy. The mount and the pull on Fanhua. She should be fine.
Yeah, she's tanky enough, but those... Oh, no. Ultimate pop by Livin. I think she really wanted to get that stun off. The slow ticking on Fanhua. She's going to be fine, though. Hey, man, the tree doesn't like the fire.
Yeah. Oh, that's why you drafted that way. Maybe they expected the tree to come out. That's why they picked up a Valir.
Valir.
That
Sounds logical.
That's preemptive. That's a stretch.
Hey, just wait till she has the Ice Queen wand. You know, this is what we saw with the Valir, though. The pick where it's just you're like perma slowed, and you're being stunned.
And you're burning.
You're burning.
That's why theoretically it's just good to pack it up against a Belleric.
Belleric. You're right, I guess.
I'm pretty sure Nice you said it like that one time.
I probably did at some point. Look at this potential play up top. Guys, she's going to be fine. Again, this Claude, pretty self-sufficient. I think Lunar is going to have to rely on what we've seen Moscovs do so far constantly throughout this MWI is just play the long lane, push it out. But some of the SODs, man, I think like you guys mentioned earlier on, the Spirit of Destruction, a lot of the times, at least in MWI, hasn't really been finding the best marks or the best moments to follow through on. So she's just going to be pushed off the lane. That's some extra gold going over here to Guy.
Yeah, the row mid of SAETA are out-rotating the row mid of VP. Lunar just forced to use the SOD there to get a little bit of a better position in the trade. But right now, they are falling behind. They're not reading the map as well as SAETA. SAETA decided to go up top, giving problems for the Moscow, while VP were just hovering around the lower portion of the map, not actually getting anything. So SAETA looks like they have this in the bag.
RWM, pulled out by Name. Fanwa trying to close the exit. Couple of big ticket ults already spent before the turtle.
Yeah, good usage by Lunar to just burn the flicker, you know? Better no flicker than dying, right? At this point.
Better flickerless than dead.
Better flickerless than dead. I think they're just gonna have to give it this turtle. They're not gonna get there in time. That is a quick take on the second turtle, the hands of SAETA.
Yeah, it just adds more to the idea that SAETA's row mid trio are rotating much more efficiently. It's not just about the speed, it's what they're getting with the rotations. It's little advantages slowly building up. Virtus.pro aren't managing the middle minion wave as well as they should be.
This is the SAETA that we were introduced to on day one. Clinical efficiency, just scalpel precision. And this is what surprised me. It's rare to see a team from, you know, a developing region do this.
Yeah. They, from what I've heard, the long-time mobile players are the members of SAETA.
Oh, Lunar looking to get one over on the Zhou. Zhou holding through. Zhou's alive, and in comes Jessica. Lunar falls. Rafa finds her.
All right, bit of a trade there on that one. Good trade in the bot lane.
Yeah, I take it.
Oh, blazing duet answered by an RWM. Miss Meow gets on out of there. And Minun holding through.
I like what Fanwa did. That's what I would do as a Belleric. Take all the tower hits, drop the Wrath of Dryad. Well, if I did it, I would have gone down because I was too slow to flicker out. But Fanwa was fast enough to flicker out.
Yeah, that's kind of what you have to do, you know, in this case, because what we're seeing is VP's not really wanting to fight. If you look at all the interactions so far, past few minutes, it's just been SAETA saying, hey, we'll fight you if we need to. We'll at least burn some of the battle spells out too.
And the ults.
And the ults. And so far, it's just been Virtus.pro kind of responding to that. So far, in these matches we've seen in MWI, it's been that kind of back and forth between the teams where it's just that one team being the aggressor, and right now it's SAETA.
Show guilty of Grand Theft Orange. The mount by Rafa has to get on out of there. She went a little too deep. Put a little bit of damage on Zhou. That's one weakness that a Yushin has. Admittedly, even if you have quite the kit, you're very vulnerable to burst.
They were able to burn out the flicker of Name. Virtus.pro will be able to get their grab in time, get that mount. And I think it would be, it's going to be better for them if they just give this up and get some semblance of map control by taking the tower up top, get a little bit more farm. You can see how devastating it was for the overall rotation of Virtus.pro when Miss Meow went down early. Again, because VP's row mid had to go back to the mid lane while Rafa was frozen out in the EXP.
Oh no, Miss Meow Guy with a blazing duet. Jessica 66 on her tail. There's no way Miss Meow survives this.
Yeah, no way to escape that. A play made up top. Let's see if VP.
Point blank, SOD and tech charge. A mirror rotation. Zhou falls down bot.
How was there no read up top first? Gotta give it to VP. At least they were able to trade it out and they got that in the bottom lane. But the death on Miss Meow shouldn't have happened in the first place.
Jessica jumping on two. Buying time for the push in mid. RWM coming out. Mino at half health. Fanwa punching her. Guy looking to finish the job. But Mino lives.
She lives, just barely getting away. But now the fight for the purple. They don't want to overstay this. Miss Meow is back. They should just get out of there. Let her get her buff. SAETA has held on to a lot of the objectives so far. They've got 3 turrets in their name as well. VP has to start opening up the map a bit here.
Hopefully we can get a quick item check on where Lunar is at, just so that we can see if VP has a chance to turn it around during this Lord 1 fight. A 3,000 gold lead, as long as Lunar has 2 items. Oh, okay. Yeah, they should be able to turn it around in this next Lord fight. Granted, they don't have a massive loss leading into it.
All right, Golden Staff picked up. Working on that tier 2. We haven't seen them contest any objectives yet. Here's the item check.
Yeah, 2 items. That's pretty much a really good start already. You have the burst and the Nolan, you have the constant damage coming out from the cursed helmet of the glue, and of course the pokes from the Valir. 2 items is what you need at this point. You don't need to rush 3 or hold back in this fight. Virtus.pro, you are encouraged to go all out for Lord 1.
They have to. I think at this point they've bought enough time to go ahead and farm up to be competitive for this objective. There's a good push from Jessica, the mount.
Van Hua put down a 5th of her health. Blazing duet, but they pick off the tree first. SAETA, a woman down. There's the Mount Shocker. Name coming through from the flank. Jessica right behind her. Minun very low. Another mount here by Rafa. Little backline. Joe helps find Lunar. 2 for 1 the trade, and now they find one more and live in Miss Meow. Get out of there! Double kill for Jessica, Liu, and Rafa. The last one left, and that's a wipeout for SAETA.
It's showtime, baby! Perfect flank! Virtus.pro thought they were happy with the kill onto Fanwa, but then they were instantly sandwiched by SAETA, led on by Zhou. I thought at first that SAETA wasn't respecting VP, but no, SAETA knew that they still had a chance to turn it around even without their roamer, because again, Jessica has the most busted EXP laner in the current metagame.
Not just that, but to see the discipline to hold on to the real-world manipulation from Name there, while she was mounted by Rafa the Glue, and then she popped it off at the right point.
The reason as to why I think every day I believe that Esmeralda is overtuned all the more is the fact that before that fight, Jessica did not have a single fully defense item. She only had Oracle. And I'm expecting at this point she would build like a, Pauldron on the way, Antiquiras on the way. No! She was that chunky with just an Oracle.
I think you really got to tune up the shields again. With just the Oracle Rush, way too much goodies that you get with it. 7,500. This was around 2-3 earlier. SAETA just got everything. This is going to be a really tough defense for Virtus.pro. They're going to have to commit and overcommit certain heroes just to clear comfortably. But so far, they've been handling the minion wave somewhat okay.
Oh, Mount Shocker used. They want to take down the space turret if they can. Half health still on that Lord. A wave still pushing up mid.
Oh my lord, look at the damage! RWM! Rafa with the mount, Fanwa gets taken down! But Rafa will be traded out for 1 for 1. Inhibitor still standing. Minun down to a 10th of her health. Livin down to an 8th. Oh, she's still burning. They get through mid lane. Inhibitor has been taken down. Bottom lane follows. Oh! Flicker tech charge by Minun! Guy with the answer, SOD. Point blank. In comes Jessica dancing Minun to death.
Oh, now she's taking some damage. She had to burn the flicker, but she'll take out Minun. And so there you go. 2 base turrets off that first Lord and a massive gold lead. 9.3k ahead.
That was a great attempt by Virtus.pro to try and get something good. I gotta commend Minun's tech charge, but the lead is just too much. The gap is too wide for Virtus.pro to leap over it. They just have to wait. They're gonna be turtling it out for the next few minutes. If they get desperate and try to get a win around an objective, they're not going to get that. Even trying to move out of the base, maybe with a big conceal play, try to -1 and then run back to base is so risky that as much as you want to be proactive, you have to be reactive here if you're Virtus.pro.
Oh, RWM holding down those backing off. Miss Meow dashing through, guy. A little too late on the flick of the wrist. Hitting her, but Rafa will fall down still. Worthy use of the Blazing Duet. Top lane, looking to be the next target. SAETA gets VP a bare base.
Oh, Miss Meow's in trouble too. They just want to clear these waves out. They lose the last base turret off of that, but man, it's looking really desperate now for VP, just kind of throwing themselves into a fight against SAETA. They don't really have much of a choice. That sometimes they're just kind of a sacrifice at this point. SAETA has so much power against them. This Lord is up. They should be able to just freely get it, but it looks like VP wants to potentially get in this zone. They might get clinched in here. SOD thrown out.
And the answer. The flicker from Fanwa. The Wrath of the Dryad, blazing to it, pushing back too, and down goes Lunar and Minun. Miss Meow follow through, live in as well, and now Rafa falls. The wipeout. SAETA are moments away from going to match point.
All they need is this wave to push in, and they'll do it just that. SAETA with a dominant lead in game one of this best of three. Take it against VP.
There's the SAETA that we first saw open up day one with their surprise win against Team Falcon's ID. Efficient, decisive, and deadly across the board. Virtus.pro has a lot they need to get right to force game number 3.
Man, I feel like for a minute there was, what, 2-3K lead that they had for SAETA, and then all of a sudden, boom, 8, now 10, now 12 as they ended the game there. This has to be one of the fastest games on Stream B anyway so far.
Oh, yeah.
It's about a 13-ish minute game. They exactly knew when that power spike was coming, and you know that's why, again, that blue pick priority Esmeralda is so popular right now in the draft.
I think that is a warranted ban if you're not prepared for it, unless you have a very specific composition that you know can deal with a lineup that has an Esmeralda. It's not unbeatable, but it's just so good that it adds so much difficulty for any composition, even the one that can counter it.
Yeah.
It asks for so much of its opponents.
Yeah, this even that last sequence was so clean, from the blazing duet being used, and then you just have Zhao come in too. They timed it so well, and that's what we saw. A lot of the choreography from the team fights that we saw, the layering of abilities and the kits that they had was really executed well here from SAETA. Now I understand why, even on day one, even though we didn't get to see it here, why they had the result that they did against a team like Team Falcon's ID.
Talking about choreography, I think this game felt relatively free for Jessica.
Yeah.
All she did was, oh, now I dance? Okay, cool. Jump here?
Yeah.
Okay, everyone else was just setting up for everyone. I might just be tunnel visioning on the Esmeralda, but it seemed like they were so in sync, more now than ever.
Yeah, especially because of the rotations that the rest of the team were doing. There were moments clearly where they needed that extra little bit of follow-up, slightly delayed, which is a good thing, because that's when the opponents least expect help to arrive. That's why On Your Left made such a big cultural impact. That was Jessica in this game.
Dude, Justice League. But that's what makes it all the more difficult for Virtus.pro. Even before the game started, we were so clear on it. If your execution ain't on point, you have to find a way to reset. But with a lineup like what SAETA brought, there is no reset. They're literally always just breathing down your neck.
What I would say for this, each one of the members of SAETA had like a highlight moment in this game. Like you could just take all of it, put together a compilation for game one. They all had their moments. I mean, even for the setups that came with the Belrek here from Fanwa was so good. She was able to go ahead and support so much. The utilization, like I said, with the real world manipulation from Name was also outstanding. And so there's just so many things to dissect if you're VP, potentially going into this point where of game 2 draft, you're like, where do we focus on? What do we hone in on to get us to that game 3 that we need?
A lot of questions. I think you really have to start it with how Miss Meow, Livin, and Minin are communicating their rotational priorities. The early death onto Miss Meow, I will keep drilling on that. That was such an off-timed rotation. I know the Roman mid needed to handle the mid lane. I know that Rafa needed to get the minions so that she could hit level 4 because Jessica was already level 4 at that time and she got frozen out. But sending down your jungler like that without any info in that side of the river was too dangerous.
Which I think is more an effect than a cause. The real problem is, I think Virtus.pro got a little too crafty and got cheeky and said, let's do a different rotation. I think we can greed out.
Yeah.
Purple straight, small camp, and then cross over to steal the small crab.
Yeah.
And then we go from there, which was obviously not the right thing to do against a team who is on point 100% of the time.
Is that the nature of just because of having the Nolan, or was it just something that they wanted to go ahead and try something different too?
As a jungler, I reckon it's because it was a Nolan and said, I'm bursty enough to get away with this. They didn't.
Yeah, and a small decision just changed or led to a very big consequence for Virtus.pro. A consequence of our actions that we experience as MLBB players is Rhino Day. Well, it isn't really a consequence, it's just the season reset. That's what we call it. There are new interactive effects for Rhino Day now available. Ta-da! It's that. I love that Lilia one, by the way.
Hey.
Wait, where is it? Right here?
The Lilia one,
I like that Lilia one. Kind of looks like Naisu.
If you are a Rhino for more than a week, that's on you.
I get it. That's a throwback to season 8.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's okay.
It's all right. Hey, happy Rhino Day.
In the land of Dawn.
In the land of Dawn.
All right. Looking back at the
In MLBB.
builds.
MLBB.
Well, as we saw earlier, she did eventually get to the other defensive items. But yeah, it is quite busted that even with just an Oracle, an early game Esmeralda feels like a mid game Esmeralda.
Yeah.
And an Esmeralda with just one more item feels like a late game Esmeralda already.
What was that? 7 minutes?
Yeah, around
Yeah.
the 7
She had Tough Boots, Talisman, and Oracle, and that was enough. VP couldn't even get it down to half health.
Yeah. It's and again 13-24 on this one. There was just, I guess the timing that we saw from SAETA was the most impressive because again, if you go back the past couple days, guys, on Stream B, the games that we've seen, they've been very chaotic. You know, I would say this is one of the cleaner executions from a team as a whole that we have gotten to see here, and it was just great to see. Now for VP, it's not great to feel that because now you have to match that.
Not to point any fingers and, you know, put anyone on blast, but even the former champion, now VPH, didn't play this clean.
Yeah.
This SAETA, I think, is the possibly cleanest
So far.
team on Stream B so far.
Even cleaner, you would say. Okay, I would have to argue a little bit. You know what? We're going to argue about it behind the scenes. I think it's Galaxy Phoenix, but hey, it's SAETA's time to shine right now. Coming up next, maybe let's play a little game with Team Ray Young's Chi Boy. I think they quizzed her about some Paris facts.
It's your boy Mirko, and I'm here joined by Livin and Keyboy. They're gonna go up head to head in this true or false battle. Paris is known as the city of romance.
True. True.
You guys are wrong. False.
What?
Paris is known as the city of light. The main bell of Notre Dame is named Emmanuel. 1, 2, 3.
True.
It's still a tie. Both of them got it right. 1-1 right now. Croissants are originally from France. 1, 2, 3.
True.
It is false.
Damn.
1 point over to Livin. Now it's 2-1. The Louvre is the biggest art museum in the world. 1, 2, 3.
True.
3-2 now. Yes, it is true. There are no stop signs in Paris. 1, 2, 3.
False. If there is, it's true.
True.
True. Oh my god, I tied it up. Let's go, guys.
So now it's 3-3. There are 132 playable heroes in MLBB. 1, 2, 3.
True. It's false, I think.
So it's true and false.
Yes.
Chi-Boy, unfortunately, you are correct.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, there you go. Hey. So no punishment. You guys are free to go. I'm joking.
Oh.
There's a punishment. You're gonna have to brutally now smack your friend in the head.
Me?
Yeah, the winner. Yeah.
Okay, I'll be soft. Yay! Friends.
If you guys want to catch more of this friendship, Chi-Boy and Livin, tune in to MWI EWC 2026.
Play is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Kadir City, powered by Play.
We were there. For every click, every clutch, every respawn. We were there for the years of grind, and we're here. Now, the proud founding partner of EWC, powering the biggest event in gaming, shoulder to shoulder with the world's best, making history. Greatness deserves a stage. Lenovo Legion, reach your impossible.
2 champions, 1 game. My Champions Pick event is now live from now till July 27. Submit your predictions for the MSC and MWI champions for a chance to win 50,000 in-game diamonds and MSC 2021 to 2025 tournament skins. Don't forget to leave your picks under @MLBB Esports post for even more chances to win. Lock in your champions now and cheer for your favorite teams. Welcome back to Stream B. Here we're entering game number 2 between SAETA and Virtus.pro. If you've missed it, TLDR, SAETA were just too damn good, while VP looked like they were just trying to chase a chicken on a hot summer day while it's raining.
In Paris.
In Paris.
But it's not raining.
But it's not raining.
Oh.
Yes. I don't know if that analogy hit anyone. Is that an American thing? No?
There's got to be at least like 2 people who got it.
It's definitely an American thing.
One of them is here.
All right. You've chased a chicken in the summer while it was raining?
Yep. I've done that before.
Oh. Oh, wow.
Yep.
What else have you done?
Catch cold.
You don't need to answer that right now. Okay. Hirara, and respect. Wait. Why? Wait. You don't want the Esmeralda for yourselves, Virtus.pro? That's perplexing to me.
They have a different plan. Maybe it's a first pick Beleric for them.
Okay. I wouldn't mind that.
Wasn't it Rafa that had that amazing base defense with the Esmeralda?
Yeah.
In yesterday's game?
She was the one dancing like crazy yesterday.
I'm so surprised with that ban.
They could be leaning more towards, so if it's not the Beleric, their major trade pieces will be things like Beleric, Paquito, Freya. Like maybe that's where their priorities are
maybe
at.
the Freya.
I don't know if first pick Freya is worth it anymore, though.
Anymore, yeah. It popped up a lot in the previous days, no?
But always as like an additional.
Yeah.
It's always a +1, but never the one.
Ooh, even the Eve. Again, a lot of this is more, at this point, respect, but also we'll know off that first pick, blue side, what VP wants to do with the draft here. SAETA's last ban. I'm surprised to how much Jushin slips through now, through the drafts and bans.
I think the reduction in her range really just made
hurt
her somewhat awkward, especially with all of the gap closing heroes that you have available. Not just as assassins, but pretty much in every role there's a huge gap closer available.
Right, what is this VP? What are you thinking here?
Coach Bulat, is it the Beleric?
It's Matilda.
Oh, we could potentially see the Matilda Barretts.
Are they taking a page out of the lineup that kind of dropped them from, the upper brackets?
I wouldn't be mad about that. It was
gotta be Barat's 2-3 then.
Yeah. It was Twisted Minds
that started it off.
Yeah, started it off
against them.
Yeah. Rotational speed. I would not mind if SAETA decides to pick up something like a Cho or a Hilda later on. They play it safe and they pick up the Claude with the Carrygon, while of course SAETA pick up the Baksha. Still, you can definitely Barrett here considering there's no carry to worry about. Or if you're not gonna Barrett, it's just any tank jungler is gonna be great.
I think it's still gotta be someone that's relatively immobile.
Yeah.
Because you want to make the most out of the Matilda.
Yeah. I mean, the other options we discussed that could be paired with a Matilda roam are things like throwing back to a Lucas Matilda together is terrifying to deal with.
That hasn't popped up yet, right? The Lucas.
Not once.
Yeah, even Matilda, not Atlas, Alpha.
Yeah.
That's one of the options. But it is the Barretts. Oh, they are.
It's
and they got the Paquito.
They are learning. They've picked up a page from the Book of Twisted Minds.
I like this better though too because so far when we've seen VP struggle, it's been on delaying Miss Meow's ability to scale up to hit that timer. Something like this alleviates that pressure, right?
Yeah,
You've got the Barretts.
Doesn't have to be her.
Yeah, you've got Matilda. Now, part of this though is the weight on the Paquito, right? For Rafa. She's got to be able to pump off that damage that we see so much with Paquito, make those plays, cut off those angles. And that's why I think even the Lilia is a great pick for that last pick of the first phase for SAETA because you can always get out of the bad situations with your black shoes.
I would like it if VP would consider Zetian over a Farsa for them. Even though the Farsa can rotate as fast, you already have the Matilda there. I feel like having Zetian being able to get whisked quickly around the map through the Matilda would be much more effective. Plus, having the Fury of the Phoenix is just going to be good. You could use that to force out the BMI or a Black Shoes.
My only problem with Zetian is her damage profile might be too slow.
Yes.
Because your only real burst right now is Paquito. And that's a very specific kind of burst that targets, 1 or 2 tops.
Yeah, and since they're the ones, since VP that banned out the Eve, your options are, at least for what's been shown in the mid lane, and now that Gord is taken out, is being narrowed down even further.
And that's why maybe Farsa pops up. Well, Gord would have been good, but they get banned out alongside Valir.
Yeah, I don't know if we potentially see another Kagura come up in MWI, you know?
That might be overshooting it because she's too mobile then. It's like, I don't need to invest in mobility. I need, this kind of burst damage.
They need a little bit more shred or constant damage. You could
Lunox.
go wrong. Lunox mid and then close it out with a Moskov. They still ban out the Atlas, which is interesting to me.
What if they want a Kimmy here though too? Like what if
I was thinking Kimmy.
But it's not burst.
It's not burst,
So
but if you build, I guess, Sky Piercer.
I guess.
Yeah, it will be burst eventually. They don't need the burst right away.
But the way that SAETA's playing is they're not allowing for them to build up.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
Ain't no way, son.
And with the Benedetta, even more so.
Yep.
Right?
That's Jessica saying, you're on check.
I will meet you on the back lines.
Come
Rafa.
chase me, boxer man. Come chase me, Rocky.
Don't bring your fist to a sword fight, I guess. I don't know. Or maybe vice versa.
There's no Esmeralda. I would be okay with something like a Hilda single target. Oh wait, no, sorry, they already have a Paquito.
Yeah, they need that mid, and then they need the
Bingo Valen.
Yeah, I'm okay with
might just be a Moskov, yeah. Probably the safest.
If they think they can be front heavy, they can go Clint. Oh, Bruno, okay.
No.
Get that little dash.
Bruno.
There's the burst.
And
They still go for the juice and for the control.
So I'm still very worried.
Yeah.
I'm a little iffy.
Yeah, on this one.
Again, your burst is all physical, and it's a specific kind that needs some ramp up.
Yeah.
Yes.
SAETA's Cho.
Yeah, it's a pick that we brought up earlier after the Matilda was picked up. They took the long way around instead. They just wanted to confirm if they can go for it, and they can. If that, because now this forces the Bruno to make one of the toughest decisions you want have as a gold laner. Am I packing Flicker or am I packing Purify?
Hey.
And at this point, either or looks like a bad choice and a good choice simultaneously. It's so 50-50.
We're going to wait to see what that choice ends up being for that Bruno in the hands of Lunar. But it's the Cho, too. It hasn't popped up too much. And now it comes through for the third pick. But let's find out here. Match point currently for SAETA off of a 13.5-minute game from game one. Very dominant, very decisive. Jumping into game two, can we see a recuperation from VP as a team? Because they're going to need it as we get ready to jump on in here just in a second. We'll find out what it is. A Purify. It's 3 Purifies.
Oh, my Lord.
You know what they got to do.
Pop that
They
Purify.
gotta pop the Purifies.
Which I think is the better choice. Why? There's very few ways to PTP. Like,
PTP.
what can you do? One is eye for an eye, but you have to time that. The kicks, of course.
Yep.
The jump from Zhou. That's it. In comes Fanhua, compromising the take. Enough time to just distract them.
And it's going to be a question of will VP... Oh!
Fanhua flickers, almost dies into the wall. Rafa flickers it as well. Fanhua running for her life, but Minun draws first blood.
Oh, that was unexpected.
And Lunar will be able to purify. Oh, Guy finishes the job.
It's just a trade.
And that's why that's a tough choice, whether or not Fury or Flicker. Rafa, good call on her to commit the Flicker so that she could get that kill onto Fanhua. Meanwhile, Lunar, I think a lot of her game is going to be a lot of what we saw earlier.
Off to, because of the way the nature of that trade went, neither team really comes out on top of the trade. But it is an early kill, at least for Guy on this Claude, so she should be fine in that lane against the Bruno matchup against Lunar. But you have the first turtle in 20 up to this point. SAETA rotating around, having this box share too. We'll get there quickly. Again, we're on flying clouds. So even when it come down to the defense, some of these team fights, we've seen it before where some teams, they go into these extended team fights, and because of the nature of flying clouds, they end up overstaying a little bit too long because the opposing team can just get back there in the fight very quickly. But this turtle's already up, and they are doing quick work to secure this first turtle for SAETA. Nothing that VP can do.
Good recovery from the Chinese squad down bottom. Guy blazing the wet into Lunar. Oh, wow. Look at the freeze. Look at the freeze.
Yeah, Lunar is struggling in the lane. That quick early rotation by SAETA is going to give her a lot of difficulty. Even Miss Meow couldn't get to that turtle in time because she was still not level 4, just barely about to hit it. Meaning that SAETA is once again, similar to game number 1, hitting their rotational beats and timers at the right time. They suffered a death, yes, but they recovered quickly and they have been relentless with taking control of the river.
Okay. Keeping control of the river. For VP too, in this sense, you know, you want to maintain your jungle, and this is going to be a problem. They're already feeling the pressure here.
Looking for a quick choke up. Double as Funwa tries to get on out of there. Blazing duet serves up a kill to Zhou. Black Shoes keeping her safe. Looking to finish the job, get a little bit more as Name and Zhou getting out of there. In comes Jessica. Quick lantern flare here. Zhou rolling out. Jessica drops the Electo final blow. But Livin gets a little shields there to survive.
Looks good for the team. SAETA, still they are going to be controlling it. Oh, that Paquito, a bit too deep. Oh, it gets to mark it perfectly. Minan able to counter and get a kill.
Finally ran out of dashes.
Yeah, that buffed up Matilda damage, man. It's showcasing itself here in game 2. 2 kills now on Minun. And, you know, one thing that SAETA's going to have to respect is, even if they're pressuring the jungle like we just saw, is, again, the amount of mobility and utility that this lineup that VP does give them is something to take note of here.
Now, with the river spawning up, the Paquito still up top. Seems like the EXP laners will not be joining here, but with a fast clear already by Rafa, VP will have the numbers advantage for this turtle. The box is still far off, but no one's starting it on the side of VP, which is quite interesting to me. They already have the numbers advantage around the river. If they started it, they would have forced SAETA into making an early unnecessary dive.
Second turtle up already, circling eagle by Mino, knocking Funwa up, serving up a deadness. Welcome, Guy with a blazing duet back, and Funwa gets taken down. Zhou in the middle of it all. Puissance looking to secure the turtle. Jessica, another Electo final blow, helping Zhou secure. Rafa one-on-one. The sword better than the fist, and Zhou gets lantern flare once more. Baksha unite. Mamba out.
Miss Meow escaped with barely a sliver of health, but yes, even though VP got a nice start to that team fight, it happened a little bit too late. If they started it off a little bit earlier, maybe their chances of getting the turtle would have been higher. But since SAETA was able to set up and respond to the initiation of VP because they were much closer to the turtle, then SAETA walks away with the turtle and some wins.
Okay, off to it. Some of the wins on both sides here, but right now SAETA trying to hold on to a bit of a lead up to this point. There's the scalability is one of the main points of contention. Whoa, damage.
Rafa trying to get one over. Jessica still picks the fight with the Puissance, but Rafa knocks her out. Zhou, I don't think she can finish the job. You're not alone. Guy, 2v1. She and Lunar, one more beat, and Funwa looking to get it, but do they know Miss Meow and Livin are here? Miss Meow and Livin, the Crimson Beacon, the deadness welcome. Throw in Funwa into the wall, the flicker, back end, a choke up and takedown.
They do not have an answer for this Barrett. The control that Virtus.pro is showing after a few slip-ups early on, after SAETA looking like that they'd be able to manipulate the map a little bit towards their favor. Virtus.pro are still a difficult team to fight against with their Barretts. Still, SAETA might be able to keep up control by the pressure that they're applying at the right time through the side lanes.
That is so difficult to deal with, like we mentioned, with the utility offered from VP's lineup. And even the punching power, the literal punching power from Rafa, you already saw, is keeping Jessica on her toes instead of like when we saw her with Esmeralda in the previous game. She's got a little bit of free reign, that little kick going to be used by Fanwa. No follow through on that one. And that's one of the difficult things about being a Cho in general, but even more so now you have this Matilda to worry about. Daytona's welcome to. Won't land on anyone. The fight for the turtle, 3 for 3 though for SAETA.
Despite them actually losing out more of the big team fights, SAETA are still able to get a majority of the major objectives.
It's the timing. Again, it's the rotations. When they decide to park themselves around the objective, the minion waves that they decided to flow and freeze at the right time. And again, we go back to Turtle 2, the window that Virtus.pro had to take Turtle 2. They didn't jump on it, and now SAETA is continuing to slowly dismantle Virtus.pro's presence in this map with invades.
Oh, Crimson Beacon through the wall! They want to get a choke up, but instead they get a kick, and Joe actually Unite into it. Fanwa falls first, Lunar scores. Puissance back to disincentivize forward momentum. VP punish SAETA.
Yeah, good punish there. This is what they have to do, though. They have to play to their strengths. VP definitely feeling it better here in Game 2 because of this composition. This is why it's worked so well for other teams that have drafted it. Now, this also just allows you to have that space for Lunar. Lunar on the Bruno, and which is, mind you, one of her better heroes that she's been known for, too, is going to be a big threat through the course of this game. Now that we're approaching that mid to late. Oh, Fanwa again trying to get the kick.
That's a conceal alongside Show. They answer with a Circling Eagle, knocking up Fanwa. Miss Meow misses. The deadness welcome. This is a good chance for SAETA to reconfigure their approach, but instead the map is something they address first. VP has been working on it.
Yeah, at least we get to see VP balance things out in terms of the map control. They're being aggressive in terms of trying to get the fights in their favor, but they're still not forgetting about their map. After a few minutes of SAETA pretty much running all over the side lanes and using those minion waves to pressure Virtus.pro out of the timings.
How is Jessica alone here? Able to eye for an eye and back out.
She didn't get the Daytona's welcome again, but Jessica is going to be hard to catch on a Benedetta. She gets away. This is something that they'll have to keep track of as the game goes through. You know, you don't want to let Jessica to just push the off lane, the long lane, knock down some of these turrets like she's doing right now.
Fanwa saying ni hao, kicking up Rafa, but there's not enough of a response. It's just Guy there to back off, and Rafa knocks Fanwa out once more. Dennis Welcome finally coming through, throwing Joe into the wall. And Lunar finds Name. Can Guy help support? She doesn't have a blazing duet ready yet. AOT stacks her down. VP looking to get the Lord.
The inevitable reality of the composition of Virtus.pro. Way too tanky, too much damage. Joe, can you steal it? Can you?
And she misses. Miss Meow with the secure. Even though they're both at level 11, I think it was a matter of timing. Miss Meow, what precision.
Yeah, definitely timing there. Crucial that they got that, though. I mean, again, 3 turtles went over to the SAETA, but as long as that Lord goes to VP, they can start pushing down some of these turrets a little bit more. They've got 2 in their pocket.
Blazing duet a little too soon for Guy. And they do get the jump on Aminun. Miss Meow can't save her roamer.
Salute to all the roamers out there. That's how it's done.
Merci.
Not like the gotcha that I got earlier in the day who would be the first one out. Hopefully he gets to watch this.
Oh.
Good job, Minun.
Yep, sacrificing herself there. Oh, Fanwa be able to get away. This has been a really difficult Cho game for Fanwa. You know, 6 deaths, but it's all because she's trying to get to the point where she can get the angle and the kicks. But what's difficult is you literally have to pop 3 purifies, man. You gotta be able to get into the zone. And if you do kick, you're still susceptible to getting crashed down, even if you get the purify out.
I mean, it was said 3 times. Pop that Puri like this.
Oh!
Pop that Puri like this.
Crimson Beacon. There's so many ways for them to PTP, y'all.
Yeah. There's just too much. And that's why that Cho pick was a bit of a risk when it did come through, but right now I think SAETA really just wants to go ahead and get to a point where their Claude is online for Guy. She's got to get that Trinity. Jessica's been doing work.
Uh-oh. Burst coming through. Eye for an eye on that last one. Jessica survives.
Not a lot of Benedettas can really make the matchup against the Paquito work. There have been moments of brilliance by Jessica, but it's still a reminder that when it comes to this specific matchup, Paquito almost always has the easier time between the two.
Benedetta mostly usually wins when she's away.
Yeah. The difficult thing now for SAETA is that even though they can...
Whoa! Guy looking, go for the flank in the Unite knockdown. Is able to take out Minun. She's not going to be part of the next fight.
As I was saying, the damage for Guy is what they were waiting for.
Fanwa with a kick on Miss Meow. Answers with a Dennis welcome. The Puissance has a spicy little potato. And Guy with a blazing duet. Might take down 2 and Miss Meow falls. The current trade, 3 for 1.
What a collapse by Virtus.pro. I thought Minun was a little bit more forward because they had a way out. It was way too risky to be up that far, and it seemed like they underestimated what SAETA could do with the surprise initiation.
Man, looking at this replay, this is what I was talking about. Look at the damage. Where did that come from?
And the pickoff on Minun was what started it all.
Yeah.
If Minun was there, imagine how she could have maybe saved a few members of VP, how she could have punished SAETA a little more, maybe dulled the damage that was being brought out. SAETA's just...
That's that utility that Matilda brings, and then when it's gone, you really feel it on the team.
Yeah, I know they had the Matilda there and they were probably just protecting that side of the jungle, but your Barretts wasn't there. If Barretts was already on the way crossing the center of the map, then it's good for you to be up ahead.
That's a little baby Barretts.
Black. Shoes already used up.
Kinda cold.
Crimson Beacon. What is Livin looking for here? She has no Purify just yet. Lunar does, though. Lord gets soft reset. Fanwa holding onto the Y brush. Minun gonna be checking in. Guy denying the peak.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Lord reset. Jessica's going to go back up top, push that long lane to try to get someone's attention for this. They can just go ahead and post up right now. SAETA has really found their footing in this game. Taking some damage. Circling Eagle use.
Oh, it's a little too much. The hurt that Minun brings alone. That was all just Minun.
Oh, there's
And
the
a kick. They find one. It's Miss Meow blazing duet into 3, into 4. And in comes Jessica taking down the big dino. And Rafa is going to pay the price. She gets run down by SAETA. 2 free kills.
Unfortunately, Rafa missed the start of her combo. Could not get that big knockout strike to turn it to the favor of VP. Without the Barrett, without the Paquito, they are severely lacking damage in frontline. SAETA jumps.
Fanhua might get punished here. Serves a kill over the Lunar. And they get one down. Lunar gets shut down. Jessica Liu finds another. And she gets shut down by Livin too. It's a bloodbath post-Lord.
I said it earlier at the beginning of the game. Flying Clouds is the map that we're on. And if you stay a little bit too long, I know they wanted the Lord, but they got punished. That's what happens.
They just keep fighting.
They caught farting.
I have to apologize, Livin Minun. I wasn't familiar with your game. I wasn't familiar with the game. That was a good call.
Yeah.
Very good call to go for that. They at least got some trades out that equalizes, stabilizes the map, and this push by SAETA just a little bit, but it gives them enough breathing room to make it a little bit more comfortable for themselves. And
Minun circling Eagle to exit through the other side. SAETA finds one kick,
Purify.
forcing that Purify off of Livin with a Crimson Beacon too. Miss Meow down to a third of her health. Zhou still holding strong with that Poissons. Rafa able to back on through. Zhou gets knocked up, not enough turret hits. Guy, I don't think he can do that. They back off.
They back off. Lord's going to be taken down here. After taking some damage to that base turret, they will knock it down though. And so SAETA looking to put more pressure.
SAETA's in the base. Jessica comes through, dropping that Electro final blow. There's still a minion standing, and they take another inhibitor down.
Virtus.pro, okay, you're still going strong, but SAETA is definitely much more comfortable now. The inevitable tide that is Guy 305, but that is almost a 95+% participation rate for all the kills. Fanwa, you know what? At least you guys are winning. This isn't like me dogging on Fanwa. It's just a really tough game for Cho.
Yeah, this is one of the hardest games to be in if you're a Cho. 3 Purifies and just a bunch of mobility.
Hey! Fanwa heard that, and she took it personally, forcing back a majority of VP. Miss Meow! A lot of damage coming through with the blazing duet. Finishes it.
Guy.
And they find Guy. The Purify is perfect, but a Rogue Bolt finds her all the way in the back. They're on the base, but I think VP can still take care of the minions. Fanwa falls. The inhibitor is still standing. SAETA turn tail.
Ooh, that's what happens when that football travels with you, even in the BMI.
That was a heat-seeking football. Unfortunately for Guy, when she pressed that BMI, the animation was already locked in, and that will chase you till the ends of the earth.
Go!
Oh,
A
man.
screamer is what they would call it. Still, SAETA, I have full control. Fanwa started things off, and that was a great entry. Still, with the presence of the tower, there are some things that SAETA need to consider. It can't just be all Guy. Even going in, it's tough for Jessica. And this is the tough thing about the lineup of VP. it's not just Fanwa who struggled with 9 deaths.
Yeah.
Look at how the attempts by Jessica to try and enter make a big impact. She goes in, she's instantly out. She can't bring out a nice little sword intent or enhanced basic attack with it. Even Name, it's difficult for her, especially when Guy decides to go that deep with the tower still up. A thing that I would have changed here, I wish SAETA just decided to focus on the tower a little bit more.
Yeah, that was a big attempt because they thought they had the win. Oh, and here's another one for the Lord.
Massive exchange here, forcing that Black Shoes already. Lunar is cut out by Jessica, and that's a big trade for Name. But Miss Meow falls too. Jessica's bloodthirsty. Guy falls. That's a marksman out for SAETA, but they do trade out for Rafa. Popping her brutality. No way she survives against 3.
Ooh.
And it's a 2 for 3. Bloody before the Lord. Minon and Livin left to defend. I'm not liking their odds. These two do not have the kit to clear waves.
Yeah, I was going to say they should just make a way to the Lord there. They spent a little bit too much time running it down mid, and they just got the call. Go for the Lord. This can be delayed out, though, and I think Minun wants to do that because, again, Flying Clouds can bring the team back here, but there's just not much.
Rush it.
To slow this down here.
Minon trying with her wisps. Goes for a circling eagle. Might hit it with a shooting star, but Zhao still secures. Had that retribution of cooldown. Lord number 2 for SAETA.
Great attempt by Minon, mainly because she didn't go down. If she was taken down in that attempt to steal that Lord away, then that would have been a terrible call, but she lived, and now they have a full 5-man for the defense. We've seen SAETA, when it goes into the all-in dives, how difficult it is for them. It's like they need to really be on point with their execution during team fights.
Yeah.
There is... If I would give it a number, I'd give it maybe like around a 25% chance that VP could wipe out or at least take out 4 members of SAETA in this attempt to end it, and then they're going to get a lot of map control afterwards. Still, the odds favor SAETA to end it now.
Yeah, they definitely can off this Lord. Conceal was already used. They're going to be stopped. Fanwa might look for potential. They want to get this base turret down first. They got to deal with the Lord. It's being worked on. They jump in.
Miss Meow taking a few hits that quickly. Rafa looking for a target. Kick from Fanwa. Then is welcome. Circling eagle to the back line. Jessica falls, but the base is still exposed. Rafa gets taken down. As long as Guy lives, they can just keep wailing away. Double kill for the Claude. And just like that, SAETA sweep Virtus.pro.
What a game, what a series. SAETA took them a little bit longer in game 2, but they showed us that as a team, they are strong.
A valiant effort by Virtus.pro. They will bow out from their journey here at MWI. They've